Well, hello there. This is Hot Cup of Joe again, coming from the old coffee house. My channel is Endless Roads 9936. So many of you foreigners are coming to the Philippines these days. I mean, you're coming for what? Warmer weather, the low cost of living, maybe a wild adventure. And yes, a lot of you are looking for the pretty ladies around here. But are you making any plans, if you're going to be here for a while? Uh, I see this a lot with foreigners. They keep coming here and they think, well, okay, everything's like this right now. It's going to be this way in the future. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's not. So, do you have plans? Like I said, if, things can go wrong, they will. I have plan B, I have plan C, but a lot of you don't even have plan A yet worked out. Now, there's a few of you younger ones coming here to stay. And when I'm saying younger, I'm talking about 30s, 40s, around that age. And you're planning to retire early, but what is your plan? You're not got a retirement fund coming in, and you don't have no Social Security. So what are you going to do? Are you going to rely on your YouTube channel? Are you going to rely on teaching English as a second language here? Well, what happens if YouTube closes down in a year or two? Or, the English class you teach and they stop and you don't find another person, then what's going to happen? So your English job is gone, YouTube channel stops making money, then then what? Are you going to be homeless here? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have seen a lot of homeless foreigners here in the Philippines, especially in my city here. And they're around the ages of 30 and 40 years old, and a few in their 50s. And I see them sitting on the street, just standing there or waiting around. And I walk up to them, find out what's going on, And they're like, buddy, can you help me out? I'm stuck here. I have no money left. My YouTube channel didn't work. My English job quit, and I didn't have the money to pay my visa fees. And I have no money to get home. Do I sympathize with them? Yeah. Do I help them out? Well, with words, but not with cash, because they never made plan B or C or D, thinking something else was going to happen. They just assume that they're going to come here, wing it, and make it work. And let me get a drink here. My throat's dry. It may be hard, but I'm from the Midwest in America, and we just do for ourselves there. And I just say to them, hey, it's 14 kilometers that way, dude. If you start walking, you can make it. He goes, oh, it's too far to walk. Can you give me money for a ride? I'm like, no, I can't. Why would I give away my funds for you when you didn't make plans? Now let's get to my group, my age group, the 60s, the 70s. They believe everything's going to stay the same here in the Philippines. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. They think the yearly cost of increase from Social Security is going to cover the increase of cost of inflation here in the Philippines. And I'm here to tell you again, that's not going to happen, because the cost of living is going up higher than what the cost of our adjustment and our Social Security is going to cover. And I've been here for 4 years. I've done seen it fly way up. And my prediction is it's going to be going up higher still. Now, the main reason for this increased inflation here is us Americans, Australians, people from England, basically everywhere. We're coming over here with a large amount of money, and we're changing the economy, and we're basically hurting ourselves. This year alone, there's expected to be 2 million uh, tourists here in the Philippines. Now, these tourists, a lot of them are expats. Now, they're not counted as expats because they don't have the SRRB visa or the marriage, was it KA visa? Yeah, they don't have that. They stay here the whole time just paying a tourist visa. And, it ain't that much anyway. But they're counted as a tourist, but they're actually expats living here. And they're driving the cost of everything up. And it's bad for us, and it's worse for the Filipinos living here. Think what happens when you have a group of foreigners move into a town that never been there before, right? And let's use dumaguete. I haven't been there yet, but I've been watching what's going on there, and I have quite a few friends there. The price of the housing is going up because they know, oh, wow, you got these YouTubers out here, and they're like, hey, come to my town. It's great. They come there and they like it, they stay, they rent a place. Well, the landlord raised the price. We're like, oh, okay, we got a foreigner moving in. Well, then the landlords next to them, the people that own their houses, they want to rent it out. They're like, I'm going to raise it up and put a foreigner there. It's going to make me some money. And it helps a few of them there. But the people that need to rent the places, the Filipinos who were renting it before, they can't afford it no more. They're being priced out. It's sort of like used to what they called in the '60s white flight in the big city where the white folks would move out and African Americans were there, and they the value and stuff went down. It's just reverse. They're moving in, all these foreigners with their foreign money, bringing the price of everything up and then the Filipinos can't afford to live in that town anymore, and they have to move out in the province because it's the only thing they can do to save for what they got. Now let's get to my prediction for 2024. I believe that here in the Philippines, that the inflation rate is going to go up by 25% by the end of 2024. There's going to be a food shortage, and the food shortage is going to bring the price up, and basically it's going to be about just 10% less than what you're paying in America anyway. And some items, this is going to be extremely expensive. I see this already happening here with the price of onions, price of sugar, rice. I get into that in a little bit about rice part, but yeah, everything's going up. Matter of fact, the news is all covering today. It's not, like in America, we hear about drug cartels bringing drugs in. Here, it's people bringing in onions, avocados, rice, sugar. There was a big sugar bust where they, which sounds funny to me because it's food. It's not something that you usually think about when you hear about cartels sneaking stuff in. Three big warehouses of illegal sugar because it wasn't grown in the Philippines. Something to think about there, right? Now take the rice. Now, the Philippines is sort of like a protection company or isolation in a little bit of the way. They do not like I was talking about the onions and sugar and stuff, they don't like people bringing in stuff. They don't mind selling it right now, but they don't like bringing it in. I want to give you a good example. Just yesterday, India has put a ban on any rice being sold outside their country. You know what that means? That means that a lot of people are going to be starving because India is the number one exporter of rice to the world. and they're very concerned about what's going on. So when they stop shipping it out, we're going to have to try to get rice from other countries, and that's going to go up in America because it's going to be a simple, what you call it, supply and demand. When the supply is low, demand is high, prices go up. And first thing this country's going to do, they're going to start shutting down any exports in. So you got, they're not selling it out, it's going to be here. Price is going to go up because consumption is going to be really quick, you know. And right now, I think rice is like 100 pesos per kilo. I expect my prediction, because this video is about prediction, by the end of 2024, we're going to see that go up by 50% to 150 pesos of rice. And sugar, same way. Sugar is about the same price of rice right now. Oh, let me retract there. I was thinking about sugar. Sugar is 100 pesos per kilo. It can be 150, and rice is 50 pesos a kilo, and it'd be around 75 to 80. Now, with that, I wanted to also go on to say about vegetables. Uh, they're going to ban vegetables from coming into the Philippines too. So everything's going to be higher. This is not just for the Philippines, though. I believe the world will going to be the beginning of a recession in 2024, about the middle of 2024, and it'll be in a full recession by then. And I believe quite a few countries and developing countries will actually be in a depression by the end of 2024 because of currency. The money value is going down, work's going down. COVID made a big problem here. I hope I can say COVID on here and still get monetized. But yeah, we're going to be in a recession by the end of 2024. Now, let's go to the dollar. The dollar has been pretty strong for a while, but just a couple of days ago, United States credit rating went from AAA to 2A plus, and they're thinking about decreasing it again. And I know, Americans don't agree with that, and they're talking about, but it will make a big difference here in the Philippines when the value of your currency is downgraded. Then it don't have the power that it did before. Now, as of today, it's $1 to 56 pesos. It will be going down again. And every time United States credit rating goes down, our currency loses its value, purchasing power ends. So when you're sitting here and you're in the Philippines, and it's like you're paying 10,000 for your apartment. That's cheap, 10,000. But you're getting 56 to a dollar. You're paying about 180 for an apartment. Very easy living. But when the dollar starts losing its value and you're getting less pesos for your dollar, your price of your house is going up. Even though they don't raise it because your purchasing power, people don't consider that when they come here. That your rate is not fixed. You know what I'm talking about? If you're buying a house, if you've got a let's say internet connection, and you've got to pay for that, and you say, oh, it's only 150 pesos, 1,500 pesos a month. But what happens in 2024, which I do predict on this, it goes down to 40, 42, somewhere around there, pesos to a dollar. You're not paying $30 anymore for the internet. You're paying 40. Your $200 house is now 240. And if you're set on a limited budget, you ain't making any more money. And if like I said, if you rely on YouTube, that's kind of like gambling in a way, because if you don't get the views, you don't get the subscribers to watch it, you're screwed. And then, okay, you're in a world recession, right? And you're waiting for, you're doing English as a second language online. But what if that country is also in a recession or a depression? Japan and Korea are the ones who really are the top persons that use that online. If they go in recession, maybe they're not going to be hiring somebody online to teach their kids because they're saving money. Something you need to think about there. So here's the dilemma. YouTube is we're here at town. People come here, right? Nice, wonderful place. So you get a double whammy. Your rent's going up because more foreigners are coming here. The value of your money is going down because of recession. People that's here in the Philippines are hurting, and so they start trying to cater to the foreigners, so they'll raise the rent. So you see how it's building up on each other like that. It's one thing after the other. This is I know my prediction ain't all roses here because I don't see it coming, and that's why I have Plan A, Plan B, C, D, and E. We have a saying from where I'm at. I'm from Missouri. It says if you have a good fishing home, keep your mouth shut, and you'll have a wonderful time fishing, catching all the fish. So if you go to town and you start bragging about it, oh man, I got this great fishing hole. It's over at so and so place, and I'm pulling them in every minute. You come back the next day, what happens? Everybody's there fishing, right? And your fun's over, everything's gone. So we're doing it ourselves. We're bragging about how great this is here, and more people's coming here. And that's why the rent's going up. You know, Even in my place, luckily for me, I locked in my rent at 5,000 pesos, in a very nice place. But they know that I'm not going anywhere, and that they're guaranteed to get that 5,000. But I have four other apartments around me that was 5,000. They're 11,000, 12,000, 13,000 now, depending on what they have inside of them. They more than doubled. Why? Because I moved in, and there's another person moved in from Singapore, and they're like, "Wow, I need to get more people in here." They have the money. They're kind of suggesting that I might move out, that they want to get out of the agreement because then they can raise the rent. I'm the one who pays the lowest there, and my apartment's the same as everybody else. Now, U.S. has decided that they're going to build some more military bases here, and a flood of military people will be coming in again. This also will bring up the cost, but this is going to bring up something else what you might not have thought about: resentment to foreigners, especially Americans. I'm seeing this already too. Since they announced that they were going to be building more bases here, there's been riots, protesters showing up there, complaining about that if we're going to be here, we're going to be bringing war to our country through China, that we're provoking them. Well, in a way we are, but in a way we're also slowing down from China trying to take over the Philippines. They're already trying to take several islands that belong to the Philippines, saying it belongs to them, that they actually own the whole West Philippine Sea, supposed to be part of the China Sea. And there's tensions there. But they're more afraid of China invading or a war coming to their country than they are about, well, China's going to take, 10, 15 islands out there in the Pacific. And in America, of course, we're worrying about that too. And we're worrying about China becoming a global trouble. That's why we're here. And I don't know if y'all remember about the 1980s when the Philippines was a main hub for military bases here. We had Clark Air Force Base and a few other ones here, Subay. We had the one in Cebu. They brought a lot of trouble. And when I talk about trouble, social trouble. And a lot of the Filipinos are saying that we let the Americans in again, but they're military people. We're going to have that trouble again. Now, do you remember 2017? I don't know if this was a big story in America, but it was a very big story here. You can look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of stories about it. There's this U.S. military man here in 2017, and he was looking for some romance one night. He was chatting with this girl. And this girl, she was, let's say that she didn't have the best morals. She was dating somebody from Germany. And I'm trying to write words. I don't have trouble with YouTube here. But anyway, she was the lady of the night. Now, saying lady, put a slash right there because she was actually biology a man. But she didn't tell to nobody except her German boyfriend. But while she was waiting for her German boyfriend to take her to Germany, she was here picking up customers at night. And she met this United States military man. They spent the whole day, her and her friend, with him, More beer got in, more romantic they got. They got back to the hotel. How should I put this? Well, Dad don't get in trouble. Um, he was looking to play some golf, He was hoping to get a hole in one, but when he reached, he found a golf club there instead. And he went drunk, berserk a little bit. Well, more than a little bit, he killed her. And there was a big thing on that, and he got away with it because there's a rule here that a lot of military men are exempt from some of the rules and laws here. He got arrested, and they did put him in jail for 12 years after several years of battling. As soon as he went to jail, the military had a discussion with the president. The president let him go. Oh, he did do 5 years out of the 12 for murder of a trans woman here in the Philippines. And this is what I'm mostly concerned about because this is what's going to happen. Because you're talking about thousands and thousands of military people coming here. And you always got that idiot that's going to do something that's going to just be the tipping stone. I mean, look, just a couple months ago, at least less than a month ago, we had a U.S. military guy in Korea got in trouble with the law because he kept on thinking he was better than everybody in Korea, fighting them, stuff like that. And he's like, well, I don't want to go back to America and face court or sure maybe go to jail. We run into North Korea and it makes a big trouble now. So we get another military man in here and person comes up dead, something else happens, maybe they meet a underage girl that they thought they were older, and it's going to be a big news thing, and there's going to be a downward hatred toward Americans, which I do see already too. Not so much in the rich community, but and everyday average, what we call average Joe in America, like me, Papa Joe, it means average person. They already have a resentment here for the foreigners. They use this for the reason why they're not. Okay, my prediction for 2028. I'm not going to try to go through every year because this take this video forever. But in 2028, I see the Philippines going either two ways. They're going to be totally embracing either China and the CCP are they going to be totally embracing the Americans. The Americans, okay, right now are being pretty much catered to by the president, B.B. Markham, because B.B. Markham was raised in America, in Hawaii mostly. And he even gets criticized for his speeches pretty much being in English instead of speaking their native tongue of Tagalog. But if you remember, before him, there was a president named Duterte came into election in 2016 and got out in 2022. I mean 20. Uh, no, 2014 to 2020. Now their elections are for 6 years and they can't run again. So depending who's running, all that matters. So the Duterte, he was very against America. He used to call Obama the Black Devil, and he was catering up to Russia and China. Now we have uh, this president who's very close to America, but he don't want to cause trouble with uh, China. So he's trying to be a neutral country in everybody. He just wants to try to do business and with everybody, and hoping that it's going to work out, which I don't think it will. Sometime in your life, you got to pick a side, this way or that way. And even in America, we tried to stay neutral in World War II, but we got drawn into that. So I'll say that it was by design that we got into World War II, but I don't know about that. But that's what's going to happen here. It's either he's going to have to pick one side or the other. So in 2028, he won't be president anymore. Now, the leading contender for the next one is the daughter of the President Duterte. Now, she pretty much follows her father's footsteps. So if she gets elected by 2028, we're going to see a big change away from America back to China. And I see that by then we might not be wanting to be here, because I'm pretty sure by then we're going to be in a conflict with China. All signs point going toward that direction. Now, by 2020, well, 2020, no, let me get it right here. By 2030, it's going to be my last prediction. I believe, and it's going to be hard for some people to hear, I believe the world will be in another war. Now, it's not going to be like World War II, where you have two sides, the Allies and the Axis powers against each other. I believe it's going to be like the Soviet wars of the 90s. You remember when Kosovo, Serbia, Yugoslavia, and everybody was battling everybody, and alliances were broken, alliances were built. I see this coming by 2023. And why do I say that? Well, there's the statement from China, who said that on their 100-year birthday, they will be controlling the world, and they will have Taiwan back. America says that they will be defending Thailand if the Democrats are in power. So, what does that mean for the Philippines? That means that if there is a world war, one of the first places it's going to be battle at again will be the Philippines, because our bases are here. Word street. I see that China will be linking up with Russia. I don't know how this war in Ukraine is going to turn out, but anyway it turns out, Russia is still going to come out ahead. You're not going to get rid of that country that easy. And it's going to be bolstered up again. You know, they only took 5 years for Japan in World War II to go from a isolated country that's 200 years behind everybody else to one of the world powers. It won't take long for them to build back up. At least that's the way I. Well, now I'm getting close to the end here, but I want to have say this. I have always been a prepper. You know, in America we have these what they call preppers who are always expecting the worst. What you're going to do? Have your bug out bag. You have your location you're going to go to. You have a certain amount of money you have stuck back. You brought gold. You brought silver as a term of currency, stuff like that. Well, like I said, I've been a prepper all my life, you know, but it's not a bad thing. I'm not one of these persons that think, oh, I'm getting sitting here tomorrow. But I do plan for stuff, you know. I plan, you know, when I lived in Missouri, we have one of the worst situations when it comes to weather, you know. Tornadoes come in, thunderstorms, ice storms. I remember ice storm came in and was 7 days without any energy in the middle of the winter and super cold. But I didn't have to worry. I prepped. I got prepared ahead of time. I prepared for a tornado, which is a storm coming in. You know, well, you prep for everything in life. It's just common sense. You plan for the future. You plan for it. You hope for the good. You plan for the bad. Then you hopefully it's something in between that's not going to hurt you so bad. You know what I mean? I have, you know, how I can say this, changed my plans lately. When I came here in 2017, I was single. You know, if you're a single person, it's easy. If you have to go, you grab your suitcase, go to the airport, jump on. But now you're married and you got yourself a Filipino wife. It's not so easy. You have to figure out what you're going to do with her. You know, do you just pack and get her? I mean, leave her here if something bad happens or economy's going. Or you try to take her with you. Well, that's going to take months and months. And if a war broke out here in the Philippines, she's not going to be able to go with you because you married her here and you got a Filipino marriage certificate. So you need to make plans. That's what I did. I checked all the countries where uh, Filipinos can go for without a visa for 30 days or so. I checked where Americans can go with their visa. And then you compare the two to see where you both can go. And then you have to figure out, okay, if that's a safe place to go. And if war broke out, you know, you have to figure out, okay, I don't want to go from the frying pan to the fire, you know, if it's work. So yeah, you always have to be planning. You know, I don't know anybody that's successful in life that didn't make plans and he just winged it every day, woke up and said, well, whatever be will be, you know, like that song that Doris Day sang, whatever be will be. No, you plan. Well, anyway, this is Cup of Hot Joe. I'm at the old coffee house and I'm going to have to get home. It's almost dinner time. I'm really interested in what the wife is cooking today. But anyway, I'm going to come up with another topic in a few days. I want to apologize, first of all, for not making a video for 9 or 10 days, but I had some things were going on in my life I had to take care of and that. But anyway, if the creeks don't rise between my house and here, I'll catch you with some more hot topics. Anyway, you all stay safe and God bless you.